So I'm going to show what I did, what I changed about my 4C hair care routine that really changed the game, and what I recently did. Now, something told me recently that when people say they can't, hold on, y'all, let me get something out of here. When people say they can't, oh, this got to get clean. When people say they can't grow, they can't get healthy 4C hair or grow healthy 4C hair. It is because of what I'm about to say. Okay. So if you can see my hair in person, this hair looks extremely healthy. Extremely. But I'm going to break it down. If you're chasing length with 4C hair, it's going to go against you, because what's going to happen is you're going to be doing too much maintenance to it. You're going to be plaiting it, twisting it too much. You're going to be planning it too much. You're going to be trying different products on your hair. You're just going to start doing too much because you're chasing length. Whenever you chase something and you chase it too much, it actually gets further away from you. So the trick is, if you're trying to grow for healthy 4C hair, is you actually have to cut back on the amount of stuff that you're using. You really want to make sure that you're sticking to the same cream and the same gel if you're using it. Your products, your gel should not have alcohol in it. Should not. It doesn't matter if you use the butter or the cream on top. Your gel should not have alcohol in it. Okay? Because it's going to counteract, it's going to go against the cream. So at some point you're going to feel that you didn't get any of the moisture from your cream. So no alcohol in your gel. Second of all, no combing your hair dry. Okay? If you don't feel like washing your hair and you are actually combing it with a detangler comb, you should actually be using leave-in conditioner. Okay, every single time you comb your hair, it needs to be slippery. So even tell the stylist, say, can you not comb my hair dry? Like, tell them not to do that. So you put your leave-in conditioner and you comb your hair. That's how you do it. The liquid in the LOC method is going to be the leave-in conditioner, because the leave-in conditioners often have water in them, normally as the first ingredient, like this one. So when you do the LOC method, which most 4C hair people should be doing, most people think they're 4C when they're really 4B. A lot of 4B people have low porosity. A lot of 4C people have high porosity. High porosity people do LOC method. Now, when we get into the oil, the only oil you really can use to seal would be a fatty oil, like olive oil. Or argan oil can kind of be used, but the olive oil and the avocado oil is better to use in the LOC method if you're using oil. However, you can skip over the oil, okay? And you can simply just use leave-in conditioner, alcohol free gel, which is going to stand in for the oil. So instead of using the oil, you would use an alcohol free gel. And a cream. The last thing you're going to put in is going to be the cream. So it would be the leave-in conditioner, the gel, and the cream. I know it sounds like, wow, like, why is the gel coming before the cream? Because you're doing the LOC method. The cream has to be the last thing you put in on the LOC method. Now, the best thing you can do, if you have a cream that's just for moisturizing, like this one, okay, that really doesn't give you a tight finger coil. This doesn't give you a tight finger coil, but it does work with a 2-strand twist. So one of the best cream products out there is actually a Curl Can Drain. This is one of the best. If you're doing 2-strand twist, if you're doing finger coils, but very loose finger coils with your hair dripping wet, This doesn't work as well if your hair is semi-dry. Your hair will literally need to be dripping wet, like just came from the sink wet, and then it'll work. Okay. But if you're like, oh, I want to be able to use my, I want to be able to coil my finger, coil my 4C hair, but I don't want to have my hair dripping wet, then you would have to get a cream that's actually for twisting. TGI has a cream that's actually for twisting. You can still use your regular moisturizing cream. So you would use your leave-in conditioner, your gel as your oil instead of oil, your alcohol-free gel, a little bit of your regular cream, and the last cream would actually be the twisting cream. Now, I'm letting y'all see my hair because I got all the split ends cut. There's no split ends in this hair. I had the lady take them all out, cut them all out. Okay, my hair shrunk. It shrunk. I left the shrinkage on purpose because no shrinkage, really, you're not getting enough moisture. So chase the shrinkage. Stop trying to get the elongated products, because when your hair's not shrinking, it's not sealing in moisture at the root. You might be like, oh, I twisted the end with grease and water, so I got some moisture, but the root didn't. See? Because you did not let your hair shrink. So stop panicking about shrinkage and actually use it to your advantage. Start letting your hair shrink with water and your products in there. So if your hair is acting up where it's not really twisting around your finger when you go like that, there's one or two problems going on. Your leave-in conditioner is not softening the hair. It's not taming the hair. Or your conditioner from your shampoo did not give you any pre-moisture or pre-hydration. So what you may need to do is put a hydration leave-in conditioner in first, and then use your products and finger coil. Or you're actually trying to coil your hair and it's so uneven and there's dead ends. So that's why you're going like this, like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? You keep seeing half the stuff, half of the length of the hair not there. So you're going to have to swallow your pride and get those ends clipped. Your hair will never look as good as you want it to look and healthy when you're keeping the dead ends because you want long hair. Okay? I'm not gonna beat around the bush. If you're in the room with me and your hair is down here and you have split ends and I don't, and mine is short, my hair looks better than yours. Most people can tell when you have split ends, even when your hair is long. You're not hiding it from anyone. The last thing you want is to keep split ends in your hair when you have 4C, because then it gives the idea that you don't take care of your hair or that you have raggedy hair. It gives a bad reputation to 4C hair. So swallow your pride and just get those ends out of there and start where you're at. Okay. When you are doing your hair and you're using these type of combs, see these? These type of combs, the little dead hairs that didn't come out are going to come out. This doesn't mean breakage. Okay? That's not breakage. What it is all the little micro dead hairs that was trapped in between the hairs, the healthy hairs, this comb will be able to get it out. This is why this comb is so important. Okay? See this detangler comb? This does not get all the dead ends out. Dead makes things die. Your dead hair is killing the rest of your healthy hair. If you only use this comb, you're not getting the dead ear hair out. You might be detangling, but you only can get the dead hair out if you use this. Okay? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And it wasn't hard to do. Okay? You'll find that 4C hair get really easy to do when you start with a really good hydration, moisturizing conditioner. Okay. If you try to just go all in with no conditioner, you're going to be like, this 4C here ain't listening. So, okay, see how this says double duty? Okay. So, stack your conditioner. Use a hydration washout conditioner and then use a moisturizing conditioner or a leave-in hydration conditioner. I'm going to show y'all my leave-in hydration conditioner that I got for Christmas and that every stylist has told me worked really good for 4C hair. And the last time I used it, my hair started growing fast. Now, I'm going to tell you the whole hardcore truth, okay? What really grows your hair, is leave-in conditioner, wash day, hot oil treatments, rice water as a conditioner, as a washout conditioner, rice water. That is it. And what you eat, that is it. Greasing the scalp, all that's doing is detoxing. All that's doing, your sulfate is actually just keeping down the toxins so that the growth don't get blocked. But the growth was going to happen anyway. So don't say sulfate grease grew my hair. No, all it did was clean up the toxin community so that the hair that wants to come out will come out. See, if it's toxic, then the hair won't come out. Think about it. Would you want to come out? Would you want to come out of your head if it was toxic? If there was toxicity? No. So sulfate grease is to be used when you have something going on with your scalp, not to grow your hair. It's supposed to be used like if your hair getting too itchy or, you feel creepy crawlies. Then what you do is you put the sulfate hair grease in your scalp no more than 48 hours. More than that, the grease is bad. It's bad in your hair. Okay? It's foul at that point. It's done its job. Most, when you contract a cold, you can contract a cold within 60 hours of contact with someone. So it would probably take the same amount of time to get rid of the toxins in your hair or to decrease their population. So 2 days. Okay, I would say 24 hours, the process of decreasing the toxins have happened with the sulfate grease. Then you have to wash it out. Now, only time you clarify your hair is when you are taking grease out. Your hair does not need to be clarified because there's butter, cream, and gel in your hair. It doesn't, y'all. The clarification is for stuff that sticks real good to your hair in your scalp, which is grease. My mama didn't use clarification shampoos and stuff because my mama did not use a thick grease. My mama would use the thinnest grease out there. That way, if she used regular shampoo, it will come out. So if you don't want to go through all that clarification of your hair, clarifying, apple cider vinegar rinses and all that, all you have to do is use the thinnest grease out there. Okay? The very thinnest grease. It's going to be easy to wash out just like gel. Okay? Now, the purpose of gel is to seal. That's it. Its purpose is helping to seal in the cream that you put in last. Okay? Now, if you're doing the LCO method, then the gel would be last. But if you're doing the LOC, the gel would be second on the list. Now, when you have high porosity, the cream has to go in last. Okay? And so make sure that you know that. Now, how you know you have high porosity? If your hair dries fast after a shampoo. If the water sits on top of your hair most of the time after a shampoo, or within 40 minutes, your hair is like dry, it's not even really dripping, you have high porosity. You don't even need to do the strand test. If your hair dry fast, well, you don't even need a hair dryer. Your hair can dry real fast in a couple of hours. you have high porosity. Okay. Now, when you do finger coils and two strand twists, two coils are better than two strand twists. Let me explain why. When you do a two strand twist, the only real moisture that you can keep in your hair is what you put in when you first twisted it. Otherwise, you would have to take it down and re-moisturize and reseal. But with a finger coil, you don't, because it's not two strand twisted. It's very easy to reseal. This is why finger coils are better than two strand twists. You're more gentle on your hair when you're going like this. Okay. See, when you do two strand twists, you're like this. You might be putting too much pressure with your fingers, too much force to get it to tight so everyone can see the length. Okay. You might start chasing length reveal. So then you start doing the two strand twist too tight. But when you do finger coils, you are respecting the fact that your hair shrinks. You're not trying to force it to be elongated. You're letting it snap back. You're going like this and you're like, snap back if you want to. I'm cool. Okay. I'm not a big fan of two strand twists because I find that it's more for like, look at my length rather than sealing in moisture. When you do finger coils, it's like you're loving your hair. You're gentle. You're gentle. Plus, you are accepting the fact that it's going to shrink. If you do finger curls on wet hair and gel and cream, you're getting shrinkage, guaranteed. But you're accepting the fact that you're a shrinkhead, period. You're meant to look like you have a Jerry curl. You actually do. That's what 4C hair is. It's a Jerry curl hair. It's a tight Jerry curl hair. The only reason why people can't tell is because it's not moisturized. There's no sealed in. There's not a high amount of sebum. If you had a high amount of sebum to your 4C hair, everybody would be able to see from a distance how much Jerry curl you have to your hair. So the thing is you are locking in. Gel does not make you fake your texture. Gel only seals. Okay? So if you don't have the texture there already, you're not getting it. Okay? You must already have a wavy pattern to your hair and a hair that shrinks in order for gel to get that seal in. If your hair, you don't have hardly any shrinkage to your hair and your hair is a real looser pattern, then when you do put the gel, your hair is going to hang like wavy. Unless you use a styling mousse that could to stiffen the hair more with some rollers like white people do. Okay? So you have something working for you as a 4C hair person that 3A people don't have. You can get very tight curls very easy. Where they have to get the roller sets and gently take the rollers out and let it just sit real tight. You don't. You can go like this with your hair wet, with your cream or your gel, and let it bounce right on back. Start liking the way you look with Shirley Temple curls. When I tell y'all, I get compliments. I get people like, you have beautiful hair. I have people go like this to my hair. Your hair is not unattractive. It's just a drier type of hair. That's it. Hi, everybody. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, if I went row by row by row by row with doing my curls, okay, then it would really look Shirley Temple. It would be like Shirley Temple to the max. But I wanted mine to look uncontrolled, not so controlled. So what I do is I just do random without perfect parts so that it doesn't look wiggy. You know, of course it's going to look really wiggy. It's going to look wiggy when your hair is healthy. But I didn't want it to look too wiggy by having it like row by row by row by row by row. Now you can do it that way. You can do row by row by row of finger coils. Okay? You can do that. And then you can, it might even be a little bit bulkier because you may be doing them a little thicker than me. Okay. But because I got some parts of my hair that's a little thinner than others, it's not wise for me to do the row by row stacks through the whole head. So I could do row by row here, but I really can't do row by row here because I have a higher hairline that's thinner here. And notice how I'm respecting the thinness of my hairline here. I just went like that. Okay? I just went and left it alone. Okay? So wherever your hair is thin at, naturally genetics, you need to like do it very gently. But see, when you do two strand twist, you're not. You're literally trying to smooth that thin section into the next part of that twist, and that causes more breakage. You will get more breakage there. That thin part will break, and you'll be like, why is my edges thinning? Because you were pulling the thin part into this part to do a two-strand twist. This is why if you ever go to the white salons, most of them who have licenses who can do your hair, they will not do two-strand twist on your hair. If you go to white salons, it's been around a very long time. They got the same licenses like the black stylists. They will finger coil your hair, and they're so gentle. They do this. So gentle. There's a reason, because they know the tension on your hair cause micro breaks. You may not know it at first, but as soon as you go to take down your hair and you comb through, you'll see that you got breakage, little breakage of hairs that came out. So this is why finger coiling is smarter. So, and then the thing about two-strand twists, as I said, is that it's harder to reseal in the middle of the month because you would have to take it all down and then redo it all again. You know, you'd have to unravel it. Whereas finger coils, you can literally just take like this. See? Look, I could just literally go like this. Okay? See, I can go like this. Put some water in. See that? I can just put some water in like that. See how it's snapping back? It's just snapping back like that. Even though I have stuff in. So I put a little bit of water. I got my leave-in conditioner. Put that in here. Okay. Now it's going to take some time to snap back. 4C here snaps back. Notice my second product was gel. 4C here snaps back once it starts to dry. So I got some gel in here. Okay. I got the cream. I used a little bit too much. There we go. That, see? Somebody can actually play in it at that point and it'll work out. And then you just let it. It may look like it's not going to snap back, but believe me, it's going to dry. That's going to dry. As it dries, it's going to go like this. Okay? Now, you can also scrunch it if you like. See how I scrunched it? You can squeeze it to encourage it. You can do that. Okay? All right. Because it had product in there already, it's kind of more elongated. But as you see, it's already that fast, like in a couple seconds, it's already trying to snap back on its own. So I was just demonstrating. I don't want to overload my hair with product because I got the right balance in today. Now, this part of your hair, see this? This is the part that goes dry when you're sleeping on your pillow and all that type of stuff. What I like to do, hi everybody. Yeah, it does. Lock method. So it's water, leave-in conditioner, gel, then cream. Okay? This is if you have high porosity. If your hair dry fast, you're going to have to do it that way. Because your hair is drying so fast that you have to put the moisturizer in last. But if your hair dries slow, you can put the moisturizer in second on the list. Okay? If you have dead ends, you're going to notice that even when your hair snaps back, it's like there's stuff out here There's stuff down here. It doesn't, it may, you may got the snapback, but it looks raggedy looking. So this is why, if you want to celebrate your curl pattern, your snapbackness of your 4C here, you have to get your dead ends removed. Otherwise, you might as well stick with the 2-strand twist. Do not do finger coils if you have obvious obvious dead ends. People are going to be able to tell. It's going to have a raggedy, very raggedy curl to it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Now, the way your hair looks when you first do it is not the way it's going to look when it's done. When you do finger coils, you're going to be like, this hair looks really creamy, gooky. That's what you're going to say. But give it a couple hours and you're going to see it all tight and all curly, and you can't see none of the cream no more, and you're going to go, wow, this is different than how it first happened. Okay, the shrinkage takes a couple hours to be complete. So don't think you're not getting it. Don't say my hair's not shrinking and I don't have the curly hair that I wanted for my 4C. Give it a couple hours. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. So, like, okay, see that? You may think that's a dead end, right? That's not. See how it goes right even with it? See what I'm saying? See that? So that's what I'm saying. But sometimes people, that really is a dead end. That really is. That wasn't a dead end. What that was just I had a looser finger coil. Now, let's say you're touching up. Let's say you're touching up your finger coils. You're touching them up. You're like, I ain't trying to put a bunch of product in my hair again, and it's like the third day. Then you really want to put a hydration spray in there and then just recoil it. Just recoil. Okay? All right. Thank you. So let me show y'all the hydration conditioner. Now I want to say something. Stop being cheap on conditioner. Conditioner is the key for 4C hair. The only things, once again, that grows your 4C hair is no dead ends. None. Okay? Conditioner and hot oil treatments and rice water washout conditioner. Meaning you put the rice water in and within 24 hours you wash it out. Grease, all that does is stimulate the growth to happen. And it removes the toxins so the growth can happen. Now, if you are going to use grease, this is the hardcore truth about using grease. I didn't been through hell. I got like 35 years of this. See this right here? Guess what? This only goes on the very, very tip of your hair. The very tip. Like, I see people going like this. Guess what? It's a no. Guess what happens? The grease will run up to your scalp. I know you think like, how is it going to run up? It does. It does, y'all. When you lay down in your sleep, that grease, when you sweat, it's running from your hair to your scalp. Within a couple days, your pores are blocked. They're blocked. So if there's any growth that needs to come, it's not going to come out. The growth is not going to happen. You're going to have slower growth. You may have got that 1 inch to come out, and you may, or two, you may be like, I got 2 inches, grease grew my hair. No, what grew your hair was your conditioning process. That's what grew it. So you have to get a conditioner that is for stimulating hair growth and detoxing your pores. So you want to get like a hydration conditioner. Hydration conditioner does stimulate hair growth. So Matrix has the one, Mazzani Matrix has one of the best high amp. The only conditioner that will never fail you, okay, guaranteed never fail, is a high amp conditioner. Okay, so when you go to the stylist, you have to tell them, I want a high amp conditioner. Don't just let them pick any conditioner off of there. This way, and they won't tell you because it's expensive for them to use. If they don't like you, they may not use it on your head because it's expensive for them to buy. It's expensive for them to keep in stock. So they'll throw the middle shelf conditioners on your head and be like, yeah, we're going to use this. And they'll save the high end conditioners for their rich clients who tip big. Okay? They think they're slick. I'm not even trying to argue with none of y'all hairstylists. Quit playing with me. Y'all know y'all being slick up in these salons. They will save their high end shampoo for the rich people who tip big. If you're a small tipper, they're giving you bottom shelf conditioner. That's what they're giving you. Okay? Mizani in Matrix is top shelf. That's top shelf. Okay. Then there are ones that are like elite top shelf, would be like Paul Mitchell and Belange. Okay. When they come out with the Paul Mitchell and Belange, they like you. They think that you might tip them big, so they're like, let's go with the real big dogs on your head. So you have to speak up. You have to be like, do you have any Paul Mitchell or Belange up in here, or Masadi or Curl Can Dream? You have to say it, otherwise they're not just going to go reach for it. Design Essentials Detoxing Scalp Detox, they're not going to offer it to you unless you ask. Why? It's $20 a bottle. You think they want to waste a $20 bottle on a low tipper? No. No, y'all. Yeah. Okay. This is how you know. Look at the 5-star reviews. If it's like always 5 stars, then it's top shelf. If it has more than one fat in it, it's top shelf. If it has avocado, seed oil, more than one base fat in it, it's top shelf. So let's look at this. Okay. Avocado. It has, look, even honey. We know honey is expensive. It got honey in it. Seed oil. Sunflower seed oil. See how all the leaf extract, rosemary. See? It has expensive, it has the elite things in it. That's why this grows your hair. Okay? This cream grows your hair. Why? Because it is also a conditioner. Y'all, I need to go ahead and start a whole course on this. This can actually be a conditioner that you use. You don't even have to use any other conditioner. Okay? If your hair is dripping wet, you can use this only. Hansi, no, but you're not going down there. Hi, everybody. That leaf oil and seed oil is what is going to help your hair to grow. Here's the thing. You would have to put this on your scalp right when your pores are freshly cleaned. Okay? So it's like right after you have your conditioner, your washout conditioner, and your hair is cool and it's about to close, the pores are about to close, you have to get that product in before the pores close all the way. What people are doing is taking too long to put the product in after they washed your hair. Because once you put that cool water in, those pores will start to close like this. This is why the conditioner will always grow your hair. Hansi, out. Roll up out of here. Sorry, y'all. Get your butt up out of here right now. You know you're not allowed down there. Y'all see how I got to talk to my kids, my cats like they 2-year-olds. But when you condition your hair, your pores are open. Once you rinse the conditioner out, they're like this. So this is why your conditioner is one of the master keys. That's it. Hold on, y'all. Get your butt out of here. You're not going down there. Oh my gosh. You know what? This is water. This is water. You see them run, y'all. Okay, so the name of the game is to invest in a very high quality conditioner. Okay, if you want the extra boost in hair growth while your pores are open. So really, while your pores are open after you pre-wash your hair, you should put your oils in then. You know how they say oil your hair first, hot oil your hair, then wash? My daughter has super healthy hair, and she has always put the oils in after she's rinsed her hair. Because the cool rinse is the warm rinse is going to make the pores go like this. So if you go over to your sink and warm rinse your hair, and then you put the hot oils in there, that hot oil is going right into the pores. And then you shampoo them out. You shampoo it out. And then before you put the conditioner in, you have to put that conditioner in right away after you shampoo because the pores are closing. So you put that conditioner in immediately while the pores are still in the process of closing. And then while the conditioner is inside those pores, you're going to sit there for like 10 minutes or whatever, when you're deep conditioning. And then you're going to rinse it out in cold water. And then the pores are going to start to open as you rinse it because it knows like you woke them up again, and then they're going to close again when you're done rinsing the conditioner out. So there's actually 2 times your pores open and close. Open when it's warm, okay? Close when it's cool after you rinse the oil out, okay? And then you can rinse your hair again in warm water. They're open again. Apply the conditioner. Okay, they're open with the conditioner in there. And then when you rinse the conditioner out, they close again. Now, if you want to be like, I just want to get in those pores, period. I want to stay in those pores. What you're going to do is you're going to quickly, like right after you wash the conditioner out, you're going to be moving real quick with putting your leave-in conditioner in there. So when you're at a salon and they're taking their good old time to put the leave-in conditioner in, your pores are closing. This is why it's always better for you to still condition your hair at home, so you can just go from the sink immediately right to the conditioner, the leave-in conditioner. Hi, everybody. So remember, the longer you take after you wash the conditioner out, the more likely your pores are going to be closed. So when you put your product in, you're going to have to wait till your body heat activates the pores to open, and then the product you put in can get more in the pores. So this is why you should try to move quickly through putting the first couple products in, the leave-in conditioner, and the washout conditioner. The washout conditioner, leave-in conditioner. You got to move with that process. Hi, everybody. All right. But like I said, the grease has to go only on the very end of the hair. Like you don't go up here. You like don't even just like 2 inches, 2 inches at the most. That's it. You can do that once you're all done. Okay. You can take the grease and just go like that at the end of your coils through everything, and that way you're not putting the grease anywhere up here. The problem that people do have when they use grease is that they end up greasing their hair even with the moisturizer, because the grease is still on their hands when they're applying the moisturizer. See what I'm saying? They don't realize that. So really, technically, if you're using the grease as the oil step, you actually need to wash your hands when you go to use the cream. See what I'm saying? I recommend that if you're going to use grease, it has to be the last step. That way, that way you're not over greasing, because you still have grease on your hands and stuff. So I recommend, like, if you're gonna like double seal, then you can do the LOC method, the cream, and then at the very end put the grease. That way the last step is grease. Okay? That means you're not applying grease to your hair when you're on the cream step. So if you're going to use grease, let it be the very last step so you don't over grease. And really, a little bit of finger, I know this sounds wild, a little bit on your finger is actually an entire section of ends. It's an entire section. So, for example, let me go back to this one here. Okay. Now you notice I'm wetting my hair. No water, no moisture. Period. So it still has to be wet. Okay. Now I like to wet my hair. See how there's no raggediness to that end? There's none. There's no. See how the finger was able to just go through? But because I have product in it already, really all I got to do, I'm always going to put the cream in last. That's cream in. And then I just put a wee bit of grease. See, it's just a wee bit right there. And that would be it. So I can go up with this finger down here. And then there it is. Okay? And then as it's drying, it's going to start to shrink. But at least the end has, see how the end has the grease on it. All right, like that. There. Okay. Notice I'm trying not to touch the rest of the hair with the greasy finger. I'm just like right on the end. When I went up the hair, the coil, I used a different finger. So I greased with this. I greased with this finger, and then I went up with the rest of the finger. But if I wanted to do it from scratch, I would pretty much have already, I would have already creamed my hair, and then I just would have went with the grease on the end. Now you don't have to coil so high up like I do. Some people, you just can, all you got to do is finger coil the very end, and because this is still going to shrink. So you can just be like, oh, just finger coil the end only, the very tip. So you can actually take a clip. You can actually get a hair clip, clip the hair at the root to brace the hair, and then all you do is curl the end of with your finger. I find the very best process for 4C hair with getting the shrinkage at a maximum without any hand tension, like with finger coiling or two-strand twist, is to actually use satin bonnets. So let me show y'all. I mean, not satin bonnets, satin rollers. So get you some satin rollers. The wonderful thing about satin rollers is that you do not have to style the hair once you take them out. If you place your satin rollers in the pattern that you want your curls, and you put the amount of curls you want, the amount of satin rollers in your hair that you want, then when you take those satin rollers out, it's optional to separate them. Now here's what I know. When you're using satin rollers, you should not use a gel that stiffens your hair. If you're going to use satin rollers, you're better off using a twisting cream and mousse. Okay? And you can put a little bit of grease last. So if I want to use a satin roller, I would actually be like water, leave-in conditioner, mousse, and then I would use the twisting cream and then the grease as the last step. Okay, so basically my mousse would be the liquid, the curling liquid, The twisting cream would be what I would be using to seal in the mousse. The grease would be sealing in the moisture that I put in on top of the mousse. So the grease will act as a double sealer, but also a softener, an extra boost in softening the hair when it dries. So once again, if I did satin rollers, it would be water, leave-in conditioner, mousse. Y'all getting old. Mousse and the twisting cream, and then grease. That would be the steps. And then I would put it in a satin roller. That way, if I went to separate it when it dries, it's not going to snap. I'm not going to get no breakage because it's softer. So I could just easily separate it, but also the curls are going to look more luscious and it's going to be shinier. It's going to be shiny and luscious still because I used the grease. But also it's going to be shiny and luscious because I didn't load the hair up with so much gel and it was drying my hair out all night. I didn't do that because I used the mousse. So once again, if I use satin rollers, I would use water, leave-in conditioner, a styling mousse what's it called? Here's the company. Cream of Nature has their own styling mousse. So I would use their styling mousse, and then I would use the grease as the final step. Okay? Now, here's what I found out. Once you seal your hair, you cannot run your fingers through it. I know the 4C girl hairs, we want to be able to plan our hair. No, you can't plan your hair. Your hair is fragile. Even when it's stiff, you think that, oh, I can do it. No. Okay? That's stiff, that little stiff feeling that you're getting in your hair, it's actually your hair like gobbling up the moisture. You don't want to disturb that process. So once you have coiled it, hands off. The only time you're going to touch your hair is to reseal again. That's it. Now, when you're washing your hair, what you want to do is you want to drench your hair before the shampoo. I know that's wild. That's like double wash. It is. A double wash for 4C hair is very abundant. So if you have a high amp shampoo, you should consider double washing. I get a double wash when I go to the salon, and my hair is like so soft when they put the conditioner in at that point. So pre-rinse your hair, and then, okay, put your shampoo in. Now, this is something you can do to make the detangler process easier. You can put the detangler conditioner actually in your shampoo. I know you're like, oh, I never heard of that. Yeah. So that when you're combing with the shampoo in, notice I said shampoo in. Yeah. You can put the detangler conditioner in your shampoo. And after you shampoo your hair, then you can take the detangler comb and comb through all the tangles while the shampoo is in. And then you can rinse it out. It's not going to hurt you to leave some leave-in conditioner in your hair when you shampoo. Or you can do what is called a pre-detangling process before shampooing. So you can wet your hair, because this is what my stylist loves to do. She likes to wet my hair and then put the leave-in conditioner in and then detangle. If you shampoo your hair when your hair is already detangled, it's going to change the game. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, my hair is so luscious. So if you detangle, just take time, like rinse your hair with water, put the leave-in conditioner in, detangle, double wash your hair with a high amp shampoo. Let me take it slower. Detangle your hair with the dripping wet with leave-in conditioner in. Double wash your hair. This is the second step. Double wash your hair with a high amp shampoo. And as I said, you're going to have to move quick because the pores are closing. That cold water puts them in shock. So you got to get that conditioner in immediately. Okay? So as soon as you wash out the shampoo, like immediately just have the conditioner sitting right there. Don't immediately. Okay? And then guess what? You're going to detangle again. Yeah. So while the washout conditioner in, you're detangling again. Okay? This is going to make sure all dead hair is out. That way, when you finally do go to style your hair, using a comb is optional. When you finally sit down to do finger coils or two-strand twists, using a comb is going to be optional at that point. You're not going to have to worry so much about dead hair wrapped around healthy hair. You're going to find that you can actually only use your hands to do your hair. Like, that's what it's going to feel like. Your hair is going to be 10 times more manageable because it went through two detangling processes with leave-in conditioner in and wash out. See what I'm saying? So your hair is literally getting extra pampered. This is why you should actually try to not make your wash day so close, because it's like a hefty process. So every 2 weeks is fine. I spoke to the stylist. I said, can I come every month for this process or every 2 weeks? She said yes. They never say come every week. They don't never say that. Your hair can be overhydrated to the point where it becomes very fragile, even more fragile than it is. You ever drink too much water and you feel sick? Your hair can feel like that too. Fatiguey from overhydration. So try to be like, if I really got to wash my hair, I'm better off just rinsing it in between wash day. I'm better off just rinsing it real good and then restyling rather than actual hydration shampoo, hydration conditioner. You don't want to overhydrate it. So every 2 weeks is fine, but every single time you get your hair shampooed, you need to tell them that you want a conditioner that will stimulate hair growth. Say, I want a peppermint or tea tree conditioner. Not just any old conditioner up there. What is something that will make my hair will give me the tingles on my scalp? I should feel a tingling sensation. Let them know that. If they don't have a washout conditioner that does that, you need to have them do a tonic process where they scratch your scalp with their comb like this and they apply their tonic. Design Essential has a really good tonic. Peppermint and aloe vera. It stimulates hair growth. But I can tell you, it's an extra $10, $15 at the salon. Now, if you get it once a month, then you're not really coming out your pocket like that. So really, every 2 weeks, your regular process. Every 4 weeks, you include the tonic process. Tell them, I want a scalp detox tonic process. I'm willing to pay the extra $10, $15. Where y'all scratch my scalp with the comb, and then you apply the tonic. You massage the tonic in. You let me sit maybe a minute or two, and then you rinse it out. Okay? The tonics will change the game completely. If you're dealing with psoriasis of your scalp, itchiness, fungi, whatever, it will knock all that out. If you got heavy dandruff, if your products tend to give you dandruff, you should be getting that tonic once a month. You're going to notice that your hair is really thriving. That's why they charge that money for it. They're not just going to offer it to you. When you go in, they're not going to say, would you like a tonic? Because it's another process. It's another, you might hold up their next client. The tonic is expensive. They don't know if you're going to tip good. So closed mouths don't get fed. You're going to have to go in there and be like, I want a tonic. I want a tonic scalp detox. Like normally, if they look at your hair and they see a lot of dandruff, then they'll say, would you like a tonic? They'll be courteous and ask you, would you like to add that to your service? But normally, They don't ask you if you want one. I had to ask. I was like, what is a scalp tonic? And they were like, that's the process in which we detox your scalp. We part your hair and we scratch up the dandruff and all the dead skin, and then we apply the tonic. I said, I've been coming here for like 10 years and y'all ain't never even tell me y'all had that. I noticed it was on the service chart. And after that, I had no more scalp issues, no more dandruff, itchiness. My hair was thriving. So I decided to go back on the tonic treatments. Um, Now you can do it at home. You can actually create your own scalp tonic, but it's not the same, y'all. Like having somebody else do it, it feels like you're really being pampered. So if you have a family member that can sit down and do your scalp tonic treatments once a month, that's like a game changer. I find that that's one of the main things that 4C hair scalp need. So I recommend, maybe you might want to buy it. Design Essential has a wonderful tonic. They up the price because they realize how good it works. It was $10, now it's almost $20. So it's better to buy it on sale. Now, if you go to the student schools, especially right now, their products are probably on sale until New Year's. I would buy the tonic while you're at the school student, at the student school. So let's say you're going to Empire Beauty School in Pennsylvania and you're going by New Year's. You should be like, what's your holiday sales for, they'll tell you 25, 50% off on everything. What you want to get is you want to get a high quality conditioner and that tonic. Okay, you can always find twisting cream. You can find that on sale on Amazon. But you will almost never find a high quality conditioner on sale. You will almost never find hair tonic on sale. Hair detoxing tonic. So always get that on sale when you see it. I've been waiting for that tonic to hit. Every time I go, they be like, we're out. I'd be like, I am so tired of people buying up the tonic. So when I go around Valentine's Day, I'm actually call and be like, yeah, I'm coming through. Can I go ahead and buy the tonic over the phone before I come? Even though I'm coming through, can I get the sale? Because every time I come through around Valentine's Day, y'all say y'all out. Like, who is buying all this tonic up? So I'm a reserve me a bottle, because if you buy it in the beauty store, it's $10, but if you buy it anywhere else, it's $20. So it's like I'm not trying to pay $20 for a little bottle of tonic like that. It might be real good, but I ain't paying all that. So eventually, I'm going to come up with my own tonic recipe. I really want to do that. I want to bring hair tonic to the Black community. We use so many products. We are loading our hair and scalp up so much, and we're like, why don't we have any growth? It's because your scalp needs detoxed. So, yeah. All right, y'all. I helped y'all very much. And I do know that if you got dead ends, your hair will start to go in sleep mode. You'll notice that it's in a shedding phase longer. You'll notice that you're like, why is my shedding phase is coming more frequently? Well, you have dead ends. I mean, do you want something dead laying around your house? No. So your head doesn't want it either. So, once you eliminate the dead ends, you kind of force your hair to jump out of that shedding process and go into growth phase. You're saying you don't have nothing to shed, so you might as well start growing. You know what I'm saying? So I love to get all the dead ends cut off for the new year. I love it because then it challenges me to be more mindful how I treat my hair. I can have a whole new plan the next year. Now, if you go to the salon and you have 4C hair, I'm gonna give y'all a little warning because this is what happened to me. I had to do something different with my hair yesterday because my stylist, the new stylist that I got, she forgot one step. She forgot to put hydration in my hair. And what happened was my hair might have felt a little soft, but when you pressed on it, it was stiff because there was no hydration, no steam. So it was like frozen cotton. See what I'm saying? That's what it was like. So what I had to do is I had to put a leave-in conditioner in when I got home, and then and take it from the top. So I'm gonna show y'all the hydration spray that I use. Okay, I'm sitting on my flannel here. I'll be right back, y'all. I'll be back. I don't think it's in this bag over here. No. I want to talk about braiding spray and cornrows as well. We're going to get into that. Okay? We're going to get into that. I'm going to go get the hydration. Several stylists has told me to use this, and now I know they're right. And this right here. Don't be cheap. Buy the conditioner. Buy the hydration conditioner. So see this here? Belange. See how it says for dry hair? 4C here is dry hair. So don't just buy any old Belange. You need to get the hydration one. Now in between wash day. Okay? Now I know some people say, well, I don't need that because of where you live at. If you live where it's steamy and humid, you're not going to need this. You're not going to need this. But if you live in the north, you're going to need it. Okay? So here is the shampoo and the conditioner. Okay? See? I refuse now to use any conditioner that's not hydration. It just makes no point because unless it's a hot day, it's not really working for my hair. And we get a lot of like cool, chilly, rainy days here. It's not always sunny. It doesn't even get steamy really. We don't have a lot of steamy days. So I got this one. Now I know the green one works well too, the green Belange. But this is the conditioner. So let's see what it say here. This is what I saw the stylist use on my hair. All right. Now I didn't use this yet. I didn't use this in the hair I have now because the stylist had already put something in my hair. But when I re-shampoo it and everything, I'm going to use this. Okay. Yeah, apply it with wet hair for 1 to 3 minutes and then rinse out. When you say my hair is not soft after I condition, it's not stiff, it's because it's not hydrated. That's why. That's why. So if you do use a conditioner that is just for stimulating hair growth, then you need to put a leave-in conditioner that hydrates. Either your washout conditioner hydrates your hair or the leave-in or both. One of them has to do it. If you're living in the north where you have a lot of cool days, there's not a lot of heat, not a lot of steamy days, you're not really getting a lot of steam. So I actually want, because I'm only washing my hair every 2 weeks, I definitely want to hydrate my hair every time I wash it. If I was washing my hair like every single day, then I would be like, okay, maybe I could go, I might not need a hydration shampoo because then I might overhydrate it. But because I'm washing my hair every 2 weeks, I need a hydration conditioner. What I like about this is both of these are both hydration, the shampoo and conditioner. Okay? If you can get these as gifts, have people buy them. Tell your family members, If you want to get me some for my birthday or Christmas, please get me some hydration. Say, please get some hydration for this 4C head. Okay? Moisture is not the same as hydration. Hydration actually hydration actually helps to seal in the moisture. So when you have a hydration shampoo, it starts to seal in the moisture that's already in your hair. And then when you use a conditioner, it's sealing in the moisture that is in the conditioner. And when you use a leave-in conditioner that's hydration, that also seals in the moisture. Okay, it is very hard to get moisture without hydration. Super hard. Oh, thank you very much, y'all. I done finally figured this out. I was fighting like hell with my hair, and I couldn't understand what it was I had dead ends and layers all going at the same time. So I had layers and I had raggedy ends at the same time. When the stylist looked at my hair, she was like, I'm gonna have to cut it down because it's uneven and raggedy. She said, especially the back right here. So I said, I don't care. Just take it out. Just take it down. Just get it out. You know, your hair actually dies, really dies, completely dead, like no use normally within 17 years. So if your hair is acting up and 7 years have gone by, you probably do need to cut some of that hair down. I'm telling you no lie. This to trigger the growth cycle of your genetic growth cycle to continue. Okay. Let's say that your hair grows down to here and then it goes into rest mode for a couple years and really don't grow much. You can trigger it to grow when you cut some of the hair off that's 7 years old. That's over 7 years old. So let's say you've been growing your hair for straight 10 years. When you cut some of the hair off, your hair is going to know that it's shorter. So it's going to be like, okay, I could go back into the growth cycle because I'm shorter. It's funny that your hair, that our hair actually knows when it's shorter, when it's been cut. This is why if you notice a couple months after you cut your hair is like taking off again. It knows you cut it. It knows that you got rid of the dead ends. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Believe it or not, I don't have any oil in this hair. Okay, if you want a shine with oil, you're better off either using a alcohol-free gel, alcohol-free, that shines your hair like aloe vera, or argan oil. Okay, it has to say like Mexican island, you know, it'll say that on it, give you a shine, said get shiny hair with argan oil. So if I wanted to shine, what I would have done is use the argan oil as a second step for the LOC. So I would use the leave-in conditioner with my hair wet, then I would put the argan oil on, and then I would put the twisting cream last. It doesn't matter if I put the twisting cream in last before the argan oil. The argan oil is in there, so the shine is going to come right through. When the cream dries, the shine's going to come through. I'm always going to put my cream in last because I have high porosity hair. I even tested it. I did some of my hair with the cream in first, and I noticed when I put the gel in last, it was like the cream was already like, I got the moisture. I'm good. I'm getting it. My hair immediately clung to that cream. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have to put the cream in last like the LOC method say. Otherwise, I can't get any of the other products in. The other products are laying on top of the cream. Like cream trumps gel. So gel and oil is not stronger than cream. because cream has double fats in it and everything. So this is why if you put the cream in last, it's better for a high porosity hair. Once you put that cream in, your hair starts to think, time to shrink, time to go like this. And you're like, wait a minute, hold up. Why are you trying to stiff on me already? Damn. So this is why it's like cream last. Okay. I tried it. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and put the cream in and then the gel, and it was like only way it was already like going like this. Only way it would work, it seemed to work as if I re-drenched it with water, like a water-based conditioner. I had to re-drench it. I said I ain't doing it that way again. I'm gonna stick with the LOC like I was told, like I see my stylists do. If you go and get your 4C hair done, you'll notice most of the stylists do the LOC method on you. They take you to the wash tub, they shampoo, condition your hair, and then you notice they'll put the leave-in conditioner and a moisturizing leave-in conditioner that will be last. Or they'll just get a cream conditioner and put that in last. I've never had a stylist, licensed stylist, ever put the cream in before other products. And I have very super thick 4C hair, very tight, coarse 4C hair. It's the tightest hair I've ever seen and felt in my life. And I've had my hands in all type of hair. And each time they're like, nope, cream in last. Cream in last. Now, I can tell you right now, if your hair is well hydrated from your shampoo and conditioner, only thing you will need is the twisting butter and a leave-in conditioner. That's it. You won't even need the gel. You won't even need the gel. This is why you have to tell, you won't need the oils. You won't need none of that stuff. This is why you have to tell the stylist, please use a hydration, high amp shampoo and conditioner. So only thing you got to put in my head after the shampoo and conditioner, only thing you have to put in my head is a cream, and the leave-in will be optional. The leave-in will be optional if you use the hydration shampoo and conditioner. All right, y'all, I'm heading out. I'm going to do a part 2. I got family coming downstairs. If this video was beneficial to you, feel free to let me know. Get rid of your dead ends so your 4C here will not look low vibe. People won't be like hating on it. Most people will notice when you don't have when you have dead ends. When you have raggedy ends on 4C here, they're gonna know. You cannot hide it. You know, when they cut your hair at the salon, you need to look at how the curls are stacked. After your shampoo and conditioner, you should see like it's all evenly stacked. Like it'll be like one even cotton ball, like uniformed. It should look that neat. It should look so neat as it's shrinking. If it doesn't, then your stylist was not good at cutting your dead ends. You need to tell them, hey, can you go back in on this side? Because this is like, it's shrinking, but it's shrinking like it's like it did flyaways and all kind of stuff. So you need to let them check again. I had a stylist after she cut my hair and she went to put the product in on the side, she noticed, she said, you know what, I'm going to have to cut some more off here. She noticed that as it was shrinking, it was still like raggedy looking. So she went back in again on the top, and then it was uniformed. It should look like all the curls are just evenly falling over each other. You know, not like this way, that way, this way, that way, and after a conditioner. It shouldn't even look like very rough. If they took the dead ends out of your hair and you got a high amp shampoo and conditioner, your hair should look, you're going to look at your 4C hair and be like, whose hair is this? Because I swear this is some gorgeous hair. You're going to see all those perfect little ringlets laying so perfectly tamed on top of each other. it's going to look, you're going to go like, this is a like, this look like like $1,000 Egyptian rug here. It's going to be so perfectly looking after the conditioner is rinsed out, the hydration conditioner. Okay. If it's looking like this, all like that, like this here, that like this, that like that. Mm-mm. Say no. Can you go back in and do some more dusting? Go back in. Okay. Cutting for a C here is like an art. It requires somebody to like really pay attention to look and see. This is why um you're probably better getting your trims on with your hair blown out with low heat so that you don't have heat damage. So you can have the stylist do low heat blowout with heat protection and then have them trim. That way you know they can see, really see. Unless you go to a salon that specializes in cutting hair. I go to salons that specialize in cutting hair. That way they can cut your hair, shrunk, whatever. They gonna see it. They gonna see all the dead ends because their eyes are so used to cutting hair. When you go to a salon that does everything, that's not really specializing in cutting hair, they may not be used to trimming your hair while it's shrunk, while it's short. So why it's shrunk. So I say you go to the butcher to get butchered meat. You don't go to the bakery for butchery, do you? No. So go to the hair places for that specialize in haircut, and you go to the other salons that have people, each person specialized in other stuff. My hair grows really fast every single time I go to the salons that specialize in cutting your hair. It's like they don't miss any dead end. To be honest, a lot of them are like, if they see a dead end, they cutting it. Like, don't say you want your dead ends cut and then get mad and be like, why is my hair shorter? Why? That's the licensed stylists of the hair cutting salons. You told them you want your dead ends cut, and that's what they gave you. And a lot of them will hold it up right in front of the mirror for you to see. They'll say, see? And they'll show you it anyway. They let you see in the mirror as they're trimming it. They hold it up slowly and then go. So it's not like if you're looking, then you know that they're keeping it real. I don't. I'm not saying that everybody else can't cut hair, but I'm skeptical about going to stylists that got 10 different things they do. It's like you do everything under the sun. How good is your cutting? How good is your cutting skills? I don't know, you know? So I like to go like where people are like the managers on the floor, they can see, the specialized cutting. So with the lady who trimmed my hair yesterday, the manager was standing right beside her doing somebody else's hair. So at a salon that cuts hair. So I'm sure she wasn't. She was like making sure she was on her game because the manager was watching her every move, and the manager was like, she's really good. She's gonna cut your hair. She's gonna trim your hair really good. She's good at that. So money is money. My money's spent too, so they don't really care. Stylists don't really care about your race like that. They trying to get their bag, okay? They ain't even worried about your race. So I say, if they got the license to cut, if that's their specialty and they got a license in it, I probably should be going to them. Cutting is serious business when you go to the salon. So if somebody specializes in cutting hair, it's like I'll trust them more than anybody else. I'm not gonna trust any old surgeon that's not specializes in it, because cutting is serious. Once you cut the hair off, it's done. It's gone. Hi, everybody. So it's still kind of drying. Now for me, this is what I do on like the third day and my hair start to feel itchy. If it feels a little dry, I will literally just take the moisturizer. If your hair was already washed, your hair does not need washed if it's dry. It just needs moisture. That's all it needs. It needs you to put the moisturizer actually on the scalp. Madam CJ Walker was right. When she was applying the cream actually to the scalp, she knew. So when you're using twisting cream, you have to also put it on the actual scalp. I know that's wild. Like you have to still do it like that. You can't just put it just on the hair when you finger coil it. You have to apply it right to the scalp all the way down because it's a conditioning cream. So that means it's meant to also grow your hair. It's conditioner. That's what the conditioners also do. So if your hair feeling itchy, it doesn't mean it's toxic. It means it's dry. If you went to the stylist and the stylist was like, "Oh, no, I don't see no bugs. I don't see no dandruff. I don't see." No, your hair's just dry. Don't be just rushing to go wash it. Okay, there. See?